Temperature tolerance in the organisms is well explained by the organism Daphnia, where Daphnia undergo cyclic changes in the body due to change in temperature. Before going into the study of cyclomorphosis, let us have a look on the temperature tolerance in the organisms. Organisms tend to survive at an optimum temperature. At this temperature, all the metabolic activities occur at maximum level. So this temperature we can call it as optimum tolerance range or optimum temperature. Fluctuation from this optimum temperature, that is either lower limit or upper limit. Minimum effective temperature is the temperature where the organism can survive under stressful condition. If there is even drop in the temperature, then organism faces chill coma. Maximum effective temperature is the upper limit where the organism can survive at change in temperature. And even increase in this temperature will be again life threatening where the organism faces heat coma, ultimately death of the organism. So this is the different types of the temperature where temperature tolerance where the organism can survive. Now, depending upon this temperature tolerance, organisms are broadly classified into two types. They are eurythermal and stenothermal. Eurythermal animals are those which can tolerate wide range of temperature. Stenothermal organisms are those which can tolerate narrow change of temperature. Either they may be cryophilic or they may be thermophilic. That means the stenothermal organisms may be confined to live only in the low temperature with a narrow limit, or the stenothermal organisms can live at a particular temperature, high temperature, but with a narrow limit. So, this particular stenothermal organisms which live at a high temperature are called as thermophilic organisms, whereas the stenothermal which live in low temperature are called as cryophilic. Eurythermal can tolerate wide range of change in temperature. Now, let us go into the differences between eurythermal and stenothermal. Now, the definition of eurythermal and stenothermal is eurythermal can withstand or tolerate wide range of temperature. Stenothermal can tolerate only narrow range of temperature. Now, how the temperature is affecting the organism or temperature sensitivity. There is no sensitivity we can see in eurythermal because some 5 degree or plus 5 or minus 5 fluctuation is not going to affect the life of the organism. But this narrow change of temperature can also adversely affect certain stenothermal organisms. Now, coming to the bodily functions, if there is a fluctuation, there is no change in the body functions. The body functions are being carried, however, they have to function. So, there is no change in the body function, but in stenothermal, there is also a change in the body function. Okay, their body functions will be ceased or stopped. Now, coming to the types of this eurythermal. Eurythermals are only one type, only single type is existed. Whereas stenothermal are two types where we have discussed the cryophilic and thermophilic. Thermophilic means these are the organisms which can survive at increased temperature but at a narrow limit. Cryophilic are those which can tolerate a narrow temperature at the lower centigrade or low temperature, that is called as cryophilic. Now, what is the effect of temperature means? Eurythermals are not affected by temperature change, whereas stenothermals are adversely affected. Examples for this is including birds as well as mammals. We can collect many of the examples like goat, man, cow, sheep, monkey. All these are the examples. Stenothermals are poikilothermic, which cannot maintain a constant body temperatures. Okay, and so the examples of this include reptiles, crustaceans, insects, salmons, penguin, all these are, which can tolerate only narrow change of temperature. And now coming to the next factor, which is also very well explained in the Daphnia, the temperature and its influence in certain organisms. So, coming to cyclomorphosis, what do you mean by this cyclomorphosis? Means cyclic changes in the structure of the body of an organism is called as cyclomorphosis. So, it is the seasonal polyphenism, means many body structures can be seen depending upon the season. So when you observe the Daphnia in the winter season, it has the round circular head. When the temperature is increasing, there will be onset of a hood-like structure on its head. And this head helps to tide over unfavorable condition. And again, when the season is returning back to winter, again this hood is reduced. By winter, again it gets the round shaped head. So this is the structure of Daphnia, where it consists of the head, the carapace as well as the tail. Now, coming to the clear observation of this cyclomorphosis in Daphnia, in the winter season it has the circular shape and it is being followed, or the structure is being changed with increase in the temperature. By summer season, it starts developing a hood-like structure to tide over unfavorable condition, because as the temperature increases, the density of water decreases. Due to this, these organisms try to increase their body surface, so they increase their head as well as tail in order to tide over that extreme unfavorable condition. Again, when the temperature is decreasing, it also starts decreasing the size of the hood, because when the temperature decreases, the density of water will be picked up, or its density increases. So again, it come back to its normal structure, having circular head. So these cyclic events which occur in the Daphnia is called as cyclomorphosis. So, what is the reason why this cladacean or Daphnia is changing its body structure? Means either the helmet formation or the spiny tail. The reason for that is due to increased temperature to tide over the extreme unfavorable condition, that is for free swimming with increased body surface area, as well as the amount of food which it can collect and the amount of light which it can capture. So these are the reasons why these have been adapting certain changed structures when there is change in temperature for food, for swimming to tide over unfavorable conditions.